Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad and Josh in a cleaned up garage, ready to bring you some fantasy football news and advice to get you to your championship. Always.
What if they didn't know we were in a garage?
They did. We talk about it all the time.
I mean, just saying.
We use GarageBand because we're in a garage.
That's not why we use GarageBand.
It's not why.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we got an interesting show. First of all, how was your Sunday? Your daylight savings time Sunday, Brett?
I woke up just fine, 6 a.m. on the dot, ready to go.
I did not.
Yeah, you guys got up about what, like 9 o'clock?
No, I woke up just fine. I woke up around 7:30.
But you made that gut decision to let everybody else sleep in?
I did. Well, I made the decision to let my wife sleep in. My children were awake already.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're crazy people. So
They're like me.
yeah, they just don't like sleeping on the weekends. But yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, man. Anything exciting happened for you this weekend? Other than cleaning out this garage, which you did a great job, by the way.
Oh, if you guys got an echo, it's because we empty.
We emptied the wagon.
We did. We did.
Next week, we might have a special guest on. Kind of excited about that.
Yeah, get a third person in here. We'll see. No guarantees yet. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he could. We don't know. It could be a flake situation as well.
No frosted flakes.
So tasty.
Magically delicious.
So I watch a show called Good Mythical Morning with my kids, and they were doing a cereal taste test, but then they decided to step it up to the next level and see which dog food tasted best.
Ooh. Did you and your kids try that?
We did not,
okay.
But I just thought maybe I should try dog food.
Have you ever tried like a dog biscuit?
I've tried bacon strips.
Okay, I've not. I probably have, but like the biscuits.
Yeah,
those things are disgusting.
Are
you
they?
can say the beef flavor. They have no flavor.
So apparently, to them, Hill's Science Diet was the best tasting dog food.
Yeah, but that's shit's like fucking $30.
Whoa.
Yeah. Sorry, we talk about money on dog food. I ain't doing that no more.
Okay, well.
It all gets the dog to the same place. 8 years and out.
That's true. And how old is Roxy?
8 years. She's 9, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be fine then.
Almost out.
Yeah, all right.
With the cheapo stuff. Dog chow getting me through the day.
Boom, boom. And we're taking an economics class together, and I did not do well on our quiz. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm going to take it tomorrow. We'll see how it goes.
As you should. I hope that you have read the material, because I decided to try and breeze through it, and I did not understand what I was doing.
Oh, I read some of it.
Okay, good.
Okie dokie. So guess what? We got some news.
All right.
The news has came out. I don't know if the NFL season is officially kicked off yet or not. So I don't know how surefire all this news is. I know the cuts are good, but I'm not sure about trades and signings if they can actually be official yet, but I don't think so. I don't think it's till the 17th.
It's like legal tampering.
Yeah, it's the same thing NBA does.
Which I'm okay with. Just call it the start of free agency. Just start it.
Just start it, yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
They want to sit there and have it separate from the combine.
So there was a big signing. Huge signing. This guy is huge. Dwayne Allen got signed by the Dolphins.
He is of large stature, yes.
All right, that's not what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the big thing we want to talk about. Antonio Brown traded to Oakland.
For a bag of rusty hammers.
A third and a fifth round pick.
For one of the best wide receivers in all of football.
So when I first saw it, I was like, okay, they gave up one of their first round picks. Is he better than Amari Cooper? Talent-wise, we can say yes, but he's been in that great system, and he is older, or Amari Cooper's younger. And obviously, they did have to re-sign AB and give him the money. They probably would have not had to give that much money to Amari Cooper. But they didn't give up their first-round pick. So they look really good with the move.
Yeah.
Does this make Oakland better, though?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
No, like a better team.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it'd help them win games?
Yes. I feel like you're just asking different versions of the same
I'm not
question.
talking fantasy. I'm just talking like real life.
No. I understand what you're saying, and yes to all of these questions.
Does it make Derek Carr a better quarterback?
Well, I didn't say that. That's different. No, he is who he is, but he's got a much more
Does it
talented.
make John Gruden a better play caller? Oh, you know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't make him a better. That's not how this works. They're a better team because of Antonio Brown.
Well, we loved it. Antonio Brown, because he was with big men who would throw the ball 50 times a game, who would throw it to AB 20 of those 52 times.
Yeah.
That's why we loved him. He would have these outrageous numbers.
Volume.
Yes. Now he goes to Oakland, where I don't know what they are. I think they want to be a run-first team, but
Do you think he dyes the mustache silver now?
it is still blonde.
I know, but do you think
His Instagram story where he's doing push-ups wearing his Raiders hat.
Oh, he's something special. He's a talented player.
He's very talented.
So, do you still see him as a top 5 wide receiver this year?
Where was he at in the rankings? Do you remember off the top of your head? He was 5 or 6, right?
And the end of season rankings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
was top 5. Because Tyreek Hill was 1. On Devontae Adams was 2. DeAndre Hopkins was 4.
He was 3.
DeAndre Hopkins was 3?
Yeah. I don't know who was 3 then. Was AB 3?
AB might have been 3, yeah.
He was 3.
Because he led the league in touchdowns.
He did. I don't think he's going to do that again.
Juju might. Nah, Juju ain't going to do that.
So AB to me, because this was a broke Odell Beckham year, right? So we're expecting Odell to be healthy in a very similar offense to what he's been in his whole career.
Yes. Facts.
Do you want to take AB as one of the top 5 wide receivers? You're taking Nuke above him, right?
Yes.
Odell, you taking above him? Devontae Adams, you're taking above him.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
So Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Nuke, definite. Odell
and AB are similar, mostly because Odell's injuries. He's had 2 years in a row where he has not finished the season.
Yeah, but they're not the same injury. The one, he got his ankle destroyed, and he came back and played.
I don't care.
I don't know. I still like
injury bug, weak sauce.
I think Odell's got a better quarterback throwing the ball.
Eli's better than Derek Carr?
For what we're talking about, fantasy.
You want to bet on it?
What's it, Eli's better than Derek Carr in fantasy?
Yeah, like he'll have a better season.
No.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so AB got signed.
So there was talk of him going to Buffalo originally. It was Thursday night. There was talks where the deal was almost done, and apparently he would not respond to their phone calls.
Did you see the meme with Gru from Despicable Me?
No.
It had Gru when he's showing his little pop, like his little thing, how he's going to take over the world. It was like, step 1, badmouth my teammates.
Boom.
Step 2, request a trade. Step 3, end up on Buffalo, and then like double takes at it. Just like Gru did when the kids drew the picture all over it.
Yeah. Still a better career in Buffalo than Calvin Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Real bad. So, obviously Buffalo didn't get better, but the Raiders did get better. And they only gave up a 3rd and a 5th for arguably still one of the most talented receivers in all of football. And they got a 1st-round draft pick from the Cowboys for Amari Cooper. So, I think the Raiders have a good shot to start rebuilding here.
With a 32-year-old wide receiver.
He's 31.
When the season starts, he'll be close to 32.
I think he turns 32 during this season. I don't know.
Either way.
Google it.
I don't know if they're trying to rebuild or not. That's all my biggest thing is I don't understand why they go out and get a 30-plus-year-old wide receiver if you're trying to rebuild.
They got to win some
I don't think
games.
they want Derek Carr.
It's also about them putting butts in the seats, too.
I think that is a lot of it because they didn't even know if they're going to be able to have a place to play. They have 1 more year left in Oakland. They got to sell tickets. They got to sell jerseys. This at least makes people think they want to win before the season starts.
Yeah, get your 84 jerseys out.
Yeah.
Like Randy Moss said.
Did you see the meme about AB? Talked about Derek Carr?
How they were in love?
No. It said, Derek Carr drops back, throws to AB, touchdown. As the clock expires, Kansas City, 52, Oakland, 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't expect them to be a lot better, but you can't tell me that you add Antonio Brown to your team and you're not a better team. You are. There's no arguing that.
So you'll say hands down that Big Ben is a better quarterback than Derek Carr, right?
Yeah. He's also better at having Non-consensual sex in bathrooms.
Okay, well, we don't talk about that. I'm talking about football. So if AB will call out Big Ben, what's he going to do to Derek Carr when week 2 happens and AB has 250, maybe 50-yard games, not getting targeted as much? What's going to happen then? Jared Cook gets a touchdown instead of him.
See, this is the funny thing about this is I actually see John Gruden as a much stronger coach than Mike Tomlin. I don't know if he's a better coach as far as football goes, but as far as keeping that locker room in check, we know John Gruden will do it. If not, you're gone, son.
There were people coming out last year with Oakland saying that John Gruden was doing stuff they didn't like and trying to trade everybody and making all these comments.
Yeah.
And now you're going to say that, oh, yeah, he'll be better.
Yeah, those were anonymous sources.
Okay. Well, the one thing we know about AB, he's not anonymous about anything he says.
No, I'm glad it's over, though. I'm just glad it's over.
How does this affect Jared Cook and the rest of the Oakland players?
It hurts Jared Cook's value.
You think it hurts him, or does it maybe help him a little bit?
I think whenever you have Antonio Brown on your team and you have Derek Carr as your quarterback, not many people can thrive. And AB's going to demand the ball.
He will, but I think it might actually help Jared Cook because he was the only viable receiving option. Right, I'm not saying he's going to be great, but
which is why he got so much work.
As a tight end, he could still be a top 5 tight end next year.
He could.
Okay.
And it could.
What about the
run game? There could be unicorns jumping up, crapping rainbows out.
What about the run game? Think it helps the run game a little bit?
Yeah.
AB drawing coverages now that the wide receivers actually have to respect.
We got to figure out who the running back's going to be.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like the running game. Because if they don't have a running game and AB's the only thing they got, we saw what Amari Cooper did. Everybody blanketed Amari Cooper.
Well, you saw that Derek Carr started following Lev Bell on social media.
Well, if they get both of them,
maybe it'll be the new.
Would that make them better? Neither one of those guys are stopping anybody on defense.
Well, ask the Chiefs. If you're putting up 50 points a game, you don't need to have a great defense.
You need to have pass rushers. And last time I checked, I know what Oakland does with pass rushers. They send them on their way to playoff teams.
See, this is what you're thinking, right? This is what you're thinking. And then they're going to go out and get a guy now like Justin Houston who just got cut. Or maybe even D Ford who got tagged. They're going to trade for them.
D Ford will be offsides when it matters.
And they're like a 7th round pick. Don't do that to D Ford. I love D Ford. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He cost them the playoff
He didn't cost them anything. The team cost him that.
He made a bad boneheaded play.
Yes, he did.
He made a
in that moment.
In that moment.
But if the defense as a whole had stopped them long before that, they would never win the position.
But in his moment, you can single out one play of his that kept a drive alive.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Okay. Great.
This is all...
All right, let's talk about another signing. And it ain't the Dwayne Allen one. Carlos Hyde, 1-year deal to Kansas City.
$2.8 million. I think this is an insurance play. You think it hurts Damian Williams.
I do. Damian Williams was on Miami. Couldn't get past anybody there.
Okay.
Went to Kansas City. If it wasn't for some off-season kicking going on.
That and then Spencer Ware got hurt too.
Exactly.
So he was the number 3 guy.
It was a lot. And then we saw the other Williams do good things there. I think talent-wise, Carlos Hyde is better than Damian Williams.
Okay.
He can catch the ball. He did in San Francisco that year.
Okay.
So he's a guy I'm looking at. I mean, because probably a lot of people forgot about Carlos Hyde after the whole Cleveland, Jacksonville thing. If he's in a piece of that offense.
I think, for $2.8 million, they have both of their running backs cheap now. I don't expect them to go out and draft anyone now.
Now, if they draft somebody, it changes everything I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't expect them to go out and draft anyone. What I'm thinking is they'll probably get another one off the trash heap unless they can
do a huge RBBC.
Yeah, but I really do think Damian Williams is his job to lose. Just because they have Carlos Hyde doesn't mean anything.
I don't think it's Damian Williams' job. I think Damian Williams fell into a lucky situation.
We'll see.
Because even if you look at the playoff games, he wasn't very effective. Yes, he had touchdowns.
Yeah,
but they were like real football terms. They weren't they were the little shuffle passes and all that.
That's what people care about is teats.
Yeah, but
teats, bro.
NFL teams actually care about running the ball
and teats,
especially when you have a terrible defense. We want that defense to stay off the field.
Yeah,
And I
that's
don't see
true.
their defense getting better.
No. After cutting Justin Houston, I don't see them good.
Yeah,
And they
the
got
pass rush was the only good thing they had going, and they said, we don't need you guys no more.
and they got a lot of money tied up in Sammy Watkins, which isn't helping them.
Yep.
So I want to circle back real quick.
Yes.
What do you see the whole Antonio Brown thing real quick?
Okay.
I know. Well,
no, we're good.
because we didn't talk about dynasty implications of this,
Okay.
which is an important part, especially right
Yes.
now in the offseason. So obviously you've already done your dynasty startups. If you haven't, you're not going to take him early anyway. He's 31, 32 years old. But
He could still be a second-round pick. I mean, he would have been a second-round pick had the situation he was saying Pittsburgh.
yeah. But right now, we don't know what's going to happen with this. So how do you think this affects his long-term value and maybe even Juju's long-term value?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. I guess I did forget about the whole Juju side
And
of it.
James Washington's value.
Okay. So from what I heard from some I can't remember, some NFL.com guys, that Juju, they still want him to still be Juju. They don't want him to be the primary guy. They want James Washington to take over the X role at the Antonio
Oh, that's
Brown role.
interesting. I didn't hear that.
Because Juju's got the deep threat stretch of field, right?
Yes.
Where AB was the more target heavy, nice route running, smooth move. And I guess they think
Smooth move.
Smooth
He's
move.
X-Lex?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You know, I was like 24 when I finally got with that joke move. That
No.
joke meant
No.
smooth move X-Lex. I said it all the time. And then one move that I just realized, like, it's because it makes you poo smooth. Yeah, it's like 20.
My wife just told me what Wham Bam Thank You Man meant.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But I didn't know that it...
Your wife also taught you what fluffing meant.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I'm learning so much. I just say things because they sound...
Because you heard them, people laughed. So
Yeah.
you're like, it's good.
Boom.
I don't know why it works. It's like win and run.
Exactly. You just do it because it sounds good. All right.
All right. But okay, so I think Juju's still going to be the primary guy when when defenses go to scheme up.
Yes.
Because we can't expect James Washington to go from nobody all the way up to Antonio Brown. There's no way, like, that would be the most meteoric rise since Antonio Brown?
Yeah. I'm not buying that.
Exactly. So, for that being said, do I like Juju? I mean, he's still in a pass-heavy offense. It's still Big Ben under center. It's still Big Ben who's going to audible 2 passing plays.
Did it a lot this year.
Yeah, who's going to throw the ball 40 to 50 times, in some games.
Okay.
Except the Cleveland games. It's the only time he doesn't throw the ball.
I like him a lot. And I do expect, hopefully, James Washington.
Do you like
to-
Juju more than Antonio Brown?
Yes.
Okay, not dynasty, but just in normal redraft. Dynasty, I understand it because of age, but in normal redraft, would you
Yes.
take Juju over 8?
Yes.
So you're taking Juju over AB too. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big jump for Juju. I guess it's not that big of a jump. He was
his
a top,
third year.
He was a top 10 wide receiver.
It's his third season. He's going to be the guy now. I understand that you're saying that James Washington is going to be more in that role and Juju will still run on the slot like he's been doing. But they already have that rapport going. And this is what Pittsburgh does. They recycle receivers. They've been doing it
They
for
don't recycle them. They get new ones. They
Yeah, they-
send the old ones out and they go to the store and pick them up some new fresh batteries.
and they hit.
They use up the batteries and they go get new batteries.
They hit. They keep hitting on wide receivers. So I'm expecting Juju to have a great year.
And then be gone in 2 years.
No, I think they'll sign him until he's 30 and then send him on his way.
Okay. I thought they meant Mike Wallace. Because Mike Wallace was still relatively young when they got rid of him.
Yeah, it just depends on. Juju's already emerged. He's 20 this year.
What if
Can't even drink yet.
we hear something with Big Ben? We haven't heard anything about Big Ben. What if he goes away? Would that change?
They're actually working on an extension right now.
Yeah. You don't think Big Ben's a guy who gets some guaranteed money and walk away from it? I think
He's a douchebag.
No, get guaranteed money, quit, and then keep his money because it's guaranteed money.
I don't know the ins and outs of that, how that works, but I wouldn't be
If
surprised.
it's like an NBA contract, Allen Houston was the highest paid player in the NBA for 3 years after he retired.
What he needs to do is get that Bobby Bonilla money. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
He's going to be getting paid longer than Bryce Harper.
Yeah, but I think the total amount
A little different, but
a
hey,
little different.
getting checks
It's like
that
that.
long.
It's like if you won the lottery, would you take the 20-year payout or the lump sum?
Just depends on the
It's a
difference.
20-year payout. All right.
Do I think I'm going to live 20 years? Probably not. So
Anything else you want to bring up with the AB stuff? Any others? What about James Conner? Does it change James Conner to you at all?
No, I think James Conner is still good. I still like him in Dynasty. I like Big Ben less. I think he's going to be the one who suffers the most out of this in fantasy football.
So you know that Antonio Brown's never caught a touchdown pass from a quarterback not named Big Ben, right?
Yeah. But in his defense, the ones that have been Big Ben's. Michael Vick when he was like 34 after prison.
He dropped one of those touchdowns. Like he had one in the end zone and he said, oh, because of the left-handed quarterback.
Yeah, it was left-handed quarterback.
The spin was weird.
Yeah, and he got out of prison.
Landry Jones.
Failed Oklahoma quarterback. Prison.
Being a normal Oklahoma quarterback?
No, Baker's
He's the only one. Name me another one.
Sam Bradford. He got paid the most for doing the least out of anybody.
I guess you could count that as a win.
That's a success. That's a life win.
You can count that as a win.
I had to think real quick, like, who's another Oklahoma quarterback?
All right. Bears and the Packers seem to be the top guys going after Mark Ingram. We're going to pretend they go there. So let's pretend Mark Ingram goes to the Bears.
Well, they're already shopping Jordan Howard.
Yep.
We know that he probably will not be a Bear next year.
You think they'll cut him? Because I don't think the cap hit's going to be
Yeah, he's still in that rookie deal. I think they could cut him. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. And Mark Ingram, if he doesn't get paid by New Orleans, he said he wants to return to New Orleans. We know that. But if he doesn't get paid by them, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to a contender like Chicago. And I think he would do very well in that system. He's a much better pass catcher. He's a bit faster than Jordan Howard. And they know that Tariq Cohen cannot be a 3-down back. He's not built for that.
No. I mean, they could try it, but it's not. His career is going to be shortened.
He's a gadget guy. But Mark Ingram is towards the end of his career as well. So I think it'd be a good fit, though.
If Mark Ingram goes to the Bears, would he have similar numbers, less numbers than if he was at the Saints? Or better numbers?
I think he'll have
Michael Scott, do you want your life to be better than it is now? Worse? Or stay the same?
I think we should just do a separate Office podcast. Because I know you would be all about it.
Oh, I'm all about it right now.
And Susan Lucci. Okay, so.
Boom.
All right, so you got me all messed up now. I think that Mark Ingram will have better numbers because Alvin Kamara did get a lot more work than Tariq Cohen. He's going to get more touches than Tariq Cohen does per game. Tariq Cohen's going to get.
He'll get the goal line work for sure too. There's no doubt about that, right?
Yeah, Tariq Cohen's going to get around 8 touches per game. So I fully expect Mark Ingram to have a better year, possibly 1,000-yard season. But in PPR, he's not going to be as good for you in that system.
All right.
If he goes to Packers,
would that affect anything with Tariq Cohen with you, or he stays exactly?
No, he's the same guy.
Because
I don't know.
Matt Nagy's going to draw a place for him specifically every time. It doesn't matter who else is there.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's go to the Packers side of the ball.
Fudge. This is all bad. It was already looking like it was.
Say again for Big Fudge?
Dude, it was already. If he goes there, it was already looking like it was going to be a bad deal because they were talking about doing an RBBC with Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones, and Mark Ingram going there. Oh, it's all bad. I don't see any good coming from that.
Okay, yeah. So if Mark Ingram goes there,
why
would he be the passing down? So let's say it's Aaron Jones and him, because Mark Ingram is a way better pass. Well, we don't know if he's a better. From what we hear in reports, he's a better pass catcher than Aaron Jones. I don't think Aaron Jones has got opportunity.
He's a better pass blocker,
which makes him better in the passing game, which makes you better pass.
He's a better running back.
Overall running back.
Yeah, I think so.
Aaron Jones is probably the more explosive of the two, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
But
this is all bad. If this happens,
this happens,
this is all bad.
I'm going to love watching ESPN because anytime they talk about Mark Ingram being a great pass-catching running back, they show highlight films of him in Alabama.
No, they don't.
Dude, yes.
He's done plenty in New Orleans.
I know, but they were talking about this before, like 2 years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
And they were like, yeah, Mark
Ingram. That was like 10 years ago.
They're showing, I was like, he's been in the league for how long? And you're showing Alabama highlight films?
Oh, my gosh. That was forever ago.
I think it's just because ESPN wants, Alabama is required so much time
air. What, 2011 is when he left Alabama?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
So 8 years ago.
I didn't know my wife, I don't think.
No, not in 2011.
Well, we got married in 2011.
Yeah, but you didn't know her.
You don't know until after you get married, right?
Yeah, you don't know her. So
Yeah, I'm glad she doesn't listen.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Mark Ingram, good, bad, or worse
If he goes there, that's worse.
for him?
For him, for everyone, every running back there, it's worse.
What about Aaron Rodgers?
That money could have been spent towards a better offensive line.
You got a running back that can block.
Dude, that would be, if they really are front runners for him, that's a bad move on their part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see how much money he wants and how many years and guaranteed. Because like we said, he's in the later stages of his career.
The Bears are a way better fit. Indy, it would be a good fit. I would love to see him in Indianapolis. I think that would be an incredible fit, but not Green Bay. They need way more than Mark Ingram.
Okay.
They don't even have a safety because they traded away HaHa. Traded away HaHa. He's like motioning me to get close to the microphone. I'm
Yeah,
like,
because you're getting really quiet.
but now I'm going to talk like this real close.
There you go. Get Barry White on it.
Does that help?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So the Redskins got him a quarterback for next year.
Do they, though? Well, he's definitely a stopgap kind of quarterback. I know, because that's what he was for us.
He wasn't supposed to be for you.
Nope. He's
So it's
supposed
Case Keenum. Let's say the name. Case Keenum. Broncos trading. What are they trading for? They swapped 6-round picks or something?
No, so they traded Case Keenum. They restructured his contract. They split the salary between the two teams. And they swapped a 7th-round pick for a 6th-round pick in 2020.
Yeah. A whole lot of, please take this guy from us.
Yeah, which is weird because they gave up a 4th-rounder for Flacco, who's pretty much the same guy as Case Keenum.
Well, as soon as they made that Flacco deal, Case Keenum was done. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no way Elway was going to let him start.
Yeah, there's a bird in the hand worth 2 in the bush, you know what I mean?
Something like that. So the Redskins have their quarterback. This is better than anything they had, right? It's better than Colt McCoy, who we don't even know. But Colt McCoy might not even be ready for the start of the season, too.
He's better than Colt.
Better than Josh Johnson and all those other guys that they were.
Could have been in the AAF. Should have stuck it out.
All right. I think he still makes more money with Washington. Does this upgrade any of the wide receivers or tight ends or anything for Washington?
Well, they're not going to have Jamison Crowder. They'll still have Sir Drops a lot.
Which one?
The guy who's supposed to be the guy, the tall one.
The tall one.
I can't even think of his name right now because
Yeah, I know. I can't think of it either. I know who you're
he
thinking
screwed me.
What about Jordan Reed? Jordan Reed is probably our...
It'll be good for him
Because he's at least the Redskin that you want.
because Case Keenum does use safety valves a lot.
What about the running game there? Does it help out the running game? Because Denver still had a really good running game with Case Keenum.
Well, they're talking about bringing back AP. I want to see what the juice can do.
I don't know. Do you think he's going to be fully healthy, though? Or do you think it's going to take a while for him to get right?
I hope he's healthy, but I mean, with that infection,
Well, the infection, the ACL, the infection on top of it.
the ACL doesn't bother me. It'll be a full year by that point. The infection does bother me.
A full year, yes. But we saw it took almost a year and a half for Dalvin Cook to start showing some explosiveness. Right? I mean, it was the end of the season.
Yeah.
So, Adrian Peterson is the difference. Like, he's the exception to the rule when it comes to ACLs. Usually they say it takes a year plus to get right.
What are we doing?
What?
I just don't. Oh my gosh, the Redskins are a mess.
Would you take Adrian Peterson as your, like,
Is my last?
is
pick?
like your third running back?
No.
Fourth, okay. Your fourth running back, sorry.
Fine.
Him or LaShawn McCoy?
Fine.
See?
I'll take him.
Over LaShawn McCoy. Ouch.
Sean McCoy was bad last year.
He was.
He was real bad.
He was. I still think he had better catching numbers than Adrian Peterson.
I feel like John Elway has 2 pairs of the same shoes, but they're like different colors. And he's like, I don't really like these. So he puts on the other ones. It's the exact same shoes, but it's like a different color. And he's like, yeah, this is the one.
He needs to get Deion's interior decorator. Because Deion Sanders has this conveyor belt that goes under his floor with the shoes on it.
No way.
And he can hold it, his suit, he can hold up to it and watch the shoes go by. And see
No.
Yes.
That's not true.
Yes. And he says, that's baseball money right there.
What?
Yes.
Good for you, Dion. That's
Yeah.
cool, dude. I remember the first time I saw one of those things at a sushi joint.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it blew my
It's
mind.
like under the thing, and then like I guess it pops up in like a little area.
Yeah, and it was like you sit at the sushi bar and they just come out on a conveyor belt. And you just take what you want. It was like I was pretty close to LA at the time. It blew my mind. It was amazing.
Yep. All right, we'll do these other 2 rumors. Tevin Coleman to the Eagles. What do you think about that? Kind of, we'll do the same thing we did with Mark Ingram. This is all just rumors. The Eagles say they want, they're in the market for Tevin Coleman.
So I think it's really between the Eagles and the Colts for Tevin Coleman. So this is a question: is like soon the pieces will start falling this week. We know that they're already starting to fall a little bit, but the big fish that has to fall first is Le'Veon Bell.
Does it? Because I don't think the Eagles have money for Le'Veon Bell.
They don't. And after Tevin Coleman underperformed last year,
Yeah, because they got Jay Ajayi.
you know, Tevin Coleman is a 1-2 punch kind of guy. He needs to have another guy with him.
And he's got plenty. The Eagles have like 5 running backs on the team.
Yeah, they got
Josh Adams, Jay Ajayi. Who's the other guy?
Pumphrey.
Humphreys. I said he might have got cut.
There's too many of them.
Who's the other running back they had? The fast little guy.
The Super Bowl guy?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a ton of running backs.
So if you'd have asked me this, a year before last, whenever Tevin Coleman was still part of that 1-2 punch with Devonta Freeman, we were like, dude, this is amazing. Finally solved the running back problem in Philly. Good for Tevin Coleman. Great. But after seeing what he did last year when he had the opportunity to be the lead guy, I think he's just going to fall into being the same thing, part of a system, dude.
Do you think he could be a good 1-2 punch with Jay Ajayi? Because that's the guy there. Like, we all forget about him. He got hurt last year.
Yeah.
But he was the goal line back. He was the Garrett Blunt of that
Didn't
team.
they cut Ajayi?
Did they cut him? I didn't think they cut him, did they?
I think they cut Ajayi.
Let me look this up.
He's got no knees. He's just like me. He's got no cartilage. Only I'm not a professional athlete. And I had surgery to fix my cartilage. Jay Ajayi ain't fixing nothing. Google it. He's getting very quiet because now he's just
the last news I have is when he goes in injury reserve for his ACL tear.
Okay.
There's no other news for it right now.
Well, we'll expect them to cut him.
Well, they'll have to do injury settlement cut because he's still technically.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, he wouldn't be back either because he has an ACL tear from October, so he would still take a while to get back. I don't know. Tevin Coleman way underperformed last year. I think that's why it's making it harder.
Yeah. He does have potential.
And this is a good Eagles offense, right? With Carson Wentz under center.
I wasn't
Nick
really.
Foles.
Hopefully, he's a little bit more like he was the year prior. Because this year, he did not look like himself. The offense struggled a lot at times. And Carson Wentz was a big problem. But the whole offense was a big problem.
Okay. And in the news you keep bringing up, Tyrell Williams.
I think it's relevant. I think he's going to be really good.
Really good?
If he gets a chance to be a number one.
For the Browns?
Yeah, dude. Who do they have outside of Jarvis Landry? Tell me. Rashard Higgins? Grow up. Who else you got?
Okay, what I'm getting at is
That other rookie wide receiver they had last year who dropped
Phillip
everything?
Rivers throwing in the ball. And if we know one thing about
Philippe?
he's air raiding that thing down there. And that's when Tyrell Williams is the best.
No,
I'm honestly glad, as a Chargers fan, that Tyrell Williams is kind of gone. So Mike Williams has that clear-cut number 2 role.
Yeah.
Because that was the problem holding him up, was Tyrell Williams had been consistent. Rivers trusted him.
I'm nervous because I'm a Keenan Allen owner in Dynasty, and that makes me a little
I think
nervous.
Keenan Allen still get his. They run 2 different style routes.
All
right, let's do Tyrell Williams if he goes to the Colts. How do you feel about that?
Oh, great. They got a bigger receiver that they needed. And Tyrell Williams is a better route runner than T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton's that straight down the line guy.
I think they're both similar. They're both deep guys. Okay,
they're both deep ball guys, yes. But Tyrell Williams is a better route runner than
Would you rather see, because T.Y. is best when he can go deep.
Yes.
And there's something to keep the safeties from covering him, right? That's where he's best.
He's real fast.
He's fast. And you say better route runner because you're talking about in and out of breaks.
Yes.
Because his size is similar to Antonio Brown. So we expect, he could be able to make that same thing, but he doesn't know those clean cut breaks that Antonio Brown has.
Yeah.
The quick, shifty moves. Wouldn't you rather the Colts get a wide receiver that could run under the middle and maybe make the short intermediate stuff a little more consistently?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that.
I mean, Tyrell Williams is fine on a slant route, maybe.
But whenever you got Andrew Luck as your quarterback, you got to feel optimistic.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Andy Luck, dude.
It is. No, I love Andrew Luck. I think he's a great quarterback.
You love him? Why don't you marry him?
I do. And we're going to get into that here in a minute. But before we do that, though, Tyrell Williams is the Browns. You just said it. The Browns have nobody outside of Jarvis Landry. And that is I think that's a better fit for him because they're not going to be running similar route trees.
Yeah, then he can be the long ball guy.
And Jarvis Landry can go back to what he is. Jarvis Landry is a short, intermediate guy. And he can go back to that, and he can have the guy that stretch the field. Because they were trying to use Jarvis Landry in a lot of the deep routes and stuff, which he can do, but it's not what he's great at. He's not a great, jump ball getter. He's a great, this ball is getting ready to skip across the turf, let me dive on it so the ref can't see it hit the ground. He had Ryan Tannehill. You don't think he did some of those?
Oh, yeah.
And he never had to worry about it because it's a Dolphins game. This ain't showing up on ESPN.
That's true. Well, and you're right. I hope Cleveland makes a couple splashes in free agency, man. I want to watch them. I want them to be relevant again.
And I think Baker's going to need some help because I think teams are going to have film on Baker. Baker's going to have a little bit of regression.
Yeah.
If they keep the same weapons they have now.
They have to do something because you lost Josh Gordon, who is a game changer. Whatever you want to say about him, he is a game changer.
Did they even have him, though, this year?
They did.
Not with Baker, though.
Yeah, well, he played like 2 or 3 games with Baker. It wasn't a lot.
Okay.
But he is a game changer, and I think that they have to do something to spice that offense up. Their wide receivers outside of Jarvis aren't great.
Okay.
Any other news?
There is one last thing, and this is kind of something I want to just bring up a lot with it. So, Kyler Murray.
The number 1 draft pick.
So, supposedly he's going to be the number 1 draft pick, right? And I started thinking about this because that means he goes to Arizona unless they trade out of it, right?
Yes. Fact.
So, quarterbacks taken number 1 overall. Who's the first one that comes to your mind?
Well, right now, Baker, because he was last year.
Baker. And other than that?
Cam Newton. Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning wasn't. Ryan Leaf was taken before him. Ryan Leaf was number 1. Peyton Manning was like 4.
No, he's 2.
Okay, but he wasn't first. Andrew Luck?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Eli? Was Eli 1?
No. Him and Philip Rivers got traded for each other.
Okay.
But it's...
So Andrew Luck.
Cam
Newton.
How many Super Bowls Andrew Luck been to?
None.
Cam Newton's been to 1.
Lost it real bad.
Yep. Baker's still young. Give him a chance. Jamarcus Russell.
That's not fair.
Number 1 draft pick.
David Carr.
Yeah, David Carr. So we see a lot of these quarterbacks taken number 1 overall, which usually means you go to a bad team. So I'm not going to put it all on the quarterback.
Okay.
Do you really think Arizona should make this move to go get Kyler Murray? And we can talk about the rumors that came out from Charlie Cassidy of NFL Network saying that it was the worst whiteboard and stuff. There's been a lot of stuff, people saying that that's fake news. I've heard him say on a few shows that it's just what he heard. He's not the one saying it. It was told to him. He's just doing his job as a reporter to report what he hears.
Yeah, you forgot Jameis, by the way.
Yeah, Jameis. Another one.
Yeah.
Has he been in the playoffs?
No. But
I like how you pull him up right now.
I feel like there's other stuff.
Vinny Testaverde?
Was Carson Wentz 1?
Carson Wentz was not 1. Remember, it was who went to the Super Bowl this year? Jared Goff was number 1 that year.
Oh, Jared Goff.
Went to the Super Bowl. Did he win?
Still went.
He went to the Super Bowl. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just looking out all these teams. I'm like, oh, who else is going?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers wasn't 1.
Oh,
Matt Stafford, was he 1?
Even if he was. But he wasn't, I'm pretty sure. But
Drew Brees, was he 1?
No, Drew Brees is a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, he wasn't that good.
To the Chargers.
Yeah, not looking good, bud. Okay.
So if you were a Cardinals fan, or just as simply as fantasy people, with David Johnson being in Arizona still, wouldn't you rather them take some offensive linemen, try to get some better holes for David Johnson, and maybe Josh Rosen to at least not, be signing his will every time he drops back to pass?
So here's the deal. And this is my opinion, is that I think you have to do what the Texans did a couple years ago. Is they were strapped with the number 1 pick. They didn't trade out of it. There wasn't a premier quarterback that year. And they took the best player available, which was Jadeveon Clowney.
Yes.
So I remember that. And,
So you saying like Bosa? I'm not sure if he's great as
Nick Bosa
is one of the top graded.
Yeah. I think that if you have need, and the Cardinals have need at almost every position.
Except running back.
And slot receiver, Larry Fitzgerald.
No, they have the other guy too they drafted last year.
Yeah. But anyway, DJ Moore?
Pettis.
Pettis
No,
went to
Pettis.
San Francisco. DJ Moore.
No, DJ Moore's in Carolina. Jeez, we're making this stuff look really dumb right now.
Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. So, Chase Edmonds, running back. So, I do know that. I don't know why I know that name.
You mean their goal line back?
Yeah, so I take the best player available if I'm in that situation. If you can't trade out of it, you take the best player available. Is that Kyler Murray or is it Nick Bosa? Who do
They have a lot of needs.
You take what you need, you take the best player available. And if it's Kyler Murray, you take him. I understand that number one quarterbacks haven't won a lot of Super Bowls, but your team needs a spark. That offense was bad last year.
It was. And the biggest reason it was bad was the offensive line was terrible.
That was a big part of it, but they weren't coached very well. I don't know. I would rather have Kyler Murray on the chance that he is a huge difference maker. We talk about that year that J.J. Watt had.
Christian Kirk.
We talk about the year that J.J. Watt had a couple years ago when he was possible MVP. He was catching touchdowns and stuff, but the Texans were still like 9-7. So how much does a player who is not the quarterback really make a difference on your team? Even if you have an MVP type caliber year on defense, it's how many wins is that really worth? Whereas if you go and you get a guy like Baker Mayfield who showed us this year, he's worth a substantial amount of wins.
That Cleveland team was being held back not by talent on the team.
Well, so was Arizona last year. I think the head coach, Steve Wilkes, wasn't great.
No, but the offensive line was bad. It was worse than the Bruce Arians ever had an offensive line.
Yes.
And Bruce Arians was good about hiding some of that stuff, but it was bad.
Okay.
And they had a young quarterback. Bad offensive line, young quarterback, bad things. I think they should look at what the Cowboys have done the last 5 years. 5-6 years.
Stock up on linemen?
They've been going offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. Remember they were going to take Johnny Manziel and they ended up taking Zach Martin instead?
That was very smart.
It was. Now Zach Martin's one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL.
And Johnny Manziel is unemployed by two different football
countries.
leagues.
Yeah.
2 different countries, yeah.
And
his wife cheated in a marathon.
Whatever.
No, it's relevant.
Okay. But either trade out of the number one pick, right? So trade out. Trade out the number one pick. Get some picks.
That's what
we can talk bad about Oakland all we want, but they have 3 first-round picks. They can start building up their team.
They ain't looking too bad with those 3
right?
picks.
Arizona takes, tries to trade back a little bit, maybe get some future stuff for next year. Because knowing this year is not going to be the year.
No, you trade back to a team that has maybe 2 first-rounders this year. Or
just maybe trade back 4 picks, get a first-rounder next year, and maybe a second-rounder the following year, or a second-rounder then a first. Get some capital there. Get some,
Yeah, because quarterback is a need of theirs, but is Kyler Murray really the guy that's...
And if Kyler Murray was coming out last year, where would you rank him at in quarterbacks?
Last year?
If he came out with the class last year with Darnold, who was supposed to be the number one guy.
Well, Kyler wasn't starting last year.
But let's say we took what he had and we threw him in a time machine and said, here's his stats, here's his film. Where do you think they're going to put him?
So Oklahoma would have 2 starters?
Yeah, go on. You understand what I'm saying here?
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Where would you put him? Baker's above him, right?
Well, they both won the Heisman. So
put Baker's above him.
Yeah, Baker
went number 1.
Yeah, Baker's
Sam Darnold probably would have won it before him.
I wasn't high on Sam Darnold.
You weren't, but
I'm still
all the draft people were.
I'm still not that high on Sam Darnold. He would have went above Josh Allen. He would have went above Josh Rosen.
I don't know if he would have. Josh Allen went before Josh Rosen, though.
He would have went before both of those guys.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson would have been the last one taken and still would have been the only one with a playoff win.
So I think he would have been probably the 2nd or 3rd best quarterback.
Yeah. And all those teams, did any of them make the playoffs? They didn't.
No.
Baker gives people hope, but...
But did any of those teams picking early make the playoffs? No. They did not. And there's a reason for that. It's because they suck.
None of the teams in the top 10 made the playoffs? Who drafted in the top 10? I know the Giants didn't.
The Giants didn't make it. The Raiders didn't make it. The Broncos did not make it. The Jags were actually good the year before. The Titans made the playoffs again. The Colts? The Colts, because Andrew Luck came back.
Yep, and they made the playoffs.
But that was because of the quarterback. And they did draft offensive linemen.
And defensive players.
Okay.
I mean, it is great to have your franchise quarterback, right? We talk about that. But is this year to go get your franchise quarterback? Well, we don't even know if Kyler Murray would have been the best in the class last year.
Yeah, you miss a lot.
It's a bad quarterback class this year.
It is. Between
Kyler
him
Murray
and
was
Dwayne
smart
Haskins.
coming out this year. Because it's a bad quarterback class.
Oh, absolutely.
If he was in a class like last year's, he may have went to baseball.
It's possible.
Because the guaranteed money wouldn't have been there if he goes in the second round.
So let's
Geno Smith.
So let's talk about the report real quick. Because that's what you really wanted to speak on, right?
I don't really care because I don't know. I've listened to Charlotte Cassidy speak a lot. I'm thinking he's just taking his sources, what he heard, and just throwing it back out there. I think it's bad that people threw out a bunch of race stuff about it, saying that he had all the negative things you say about an African-American quarterback.
Yeah.
Because Cam Newton was number one pick, and nobody was upset with that.
Well, there were a few people.
They were, but
James Winston
had a lot of baggage coming with him.
Yeah.
I mean, Cam Newton did too. He got kicked out of Florida. Aaron Hernandez isn't kicked out of Florida.
Okay. Well, that's different. It's a different situation.
I know.
All right. So, yeah, Charlie Cassidy, he said some things that upset some people, rubbed some people the wrong way.
So what exactly he said? Do you know the exact quote? I don't know the exact quote. I know it
so
said...
he said that he said not good, right? So he's talking about how his study habits were not good. His board work, not good. Talking about how he, understands plays and stuff like that were not good. And leadership, not good. Or below not good on one of those things. So basically it was the three things that he was talking about. And a lot of it, he only had two sources that said this. So there's 32 teams in the NFL that probably talk to this kid. Even though, they probably won't be there whenever he's getting drafted. Why try and hurt this young man's draft stock? That's the thing that I don't understand is you're messing him up.
Well, it's his job to report these things, right?
I understand that.
He is a draft analyst. He is a former GM that's on there. It's draft time. It's to talk about.
Mike Mayock is a GM.
He's a legit GM now.
Well, he's GM. He got Antonio Brown.
He's got Antonio Brown. Yeah. But his job is to say what he's hearing, right?
Yeah, no, I understand.
I mean, that's if he has this information, he sets on it, right? And then I'm not saying this is going to happen, but Kyler Murray has a bad year, and then he comes out and says it at the end of the year. Everybody's going to be like, "Oh yeah, okay, everybody can say that now. It's easy to say that now."
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I listened to him on the Rich Eisen show, which you can say what you want about that being another NFL Network guy. But Rich Eisen has been talked about the NFL plenty of times.
Yeah, he was just reporting what he was heard. The only thing that I've really seen with Kyler Murray was that Dan Patrick interview, and that was weird.
Like his agent was standing there answering questions for him?
No, he was sitting there, and Dan Patrick was asking himself, baseball or football? And he was like,
He was trying to do the politically thing you see everybody do now.
It was just weird. I don't know the kid. And I certainly don't get paid to make these decisions.
No, he's going to be a top pick.
He'll probably be a top 5 pick for sure.
You think he'll be the first quarterback off the board?
Yeah.
Really? You think if Arizona doesn't take him, you think the Giants would take him?
They better. Yeah.
Because that's what Cassidy said too. Pretty sure it was him who said, "I don't see a under 6 foot tall quarterback."
Well, I know who the Broncos are drafting as their quarterback. Tyree Jackson of Buffalo. You know why? Because he's 6'7".
Oh, all right.
Broncos only draft 6'7".
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all.
We only draft 6'7" quarterbacks. Everyone knows that. Brockweiler.
No, God, please, no.
That's what I'm saying. No! Yes, that's what I'm saying. Thanks, John. All right, I think we're good.
All right. You want to send us on into the rest of the week?
All right. Hit us up on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF, at Tack Jones, or at FFJoshHughes, on Instagram at EmptyWagonPod. We got new logos. We got all kinds of stuff. We want to send a special thank you to everyone out there who supports the show. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one, guys.
But we forgot to talk about Dwayne Allen. And Danny Amendola.
Dwayne Allen got signed 2 years, $7 million. Danny Allen got cut. Boom.
Nobody cares.